Good morning, everybody. David Shapiro here with another video. So, I recently did a decreasingly verbose thing, which is really, it's called a recursive summarizer. So let me show you what this does real quick. Recursive summarizer. I've got another video of this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you want to see how this works, you can do it. But basically, all it does is it breaks up any file into chunks and then makes those chunks smaller and then sticks them back together. I fed Alice in Wonderland into this, and it got it down to, this is the summary of Alice in Wonderland. Alice falls down a rabbit hole and has some adventures. So I did that about 4 or 5 times, and each chunk was smaller and smaller, and this is the summary that it got. It's just an iterative, it's a recursive summarizer. That's exactly what it says on the tin. Okay, so with all that said, I got the idea to, what if we do this in reverse? What if we make things longer? So, enter in increasingly verbose. So this is based on a subreddit, which is, it's a meme subreddit. And basically it's like people just keep adding stuff and making it longer. So like in this case, like r/suicide by words, kamikaze by QWERTY, death by diction, unalive by literature. I don't know if that's technically increasingly verbose, but it's increasingly grandiloquent. But yeah, so anyways, point being is that there's this like meme of like making things longer. Okay, so I started experimenting with it. Let me show you first the limitations. So here's the original prompt. I worked on this prompt. This is like the 5th version, and they all ended up with the same problem, and that is that they would end up kind of maximizing out and not expanding further. So I'd said like nihilism bad, and then you just go and it says, okay, nihilism is bad for several reasons, etc., etc. And even with the temperature higher, it kind of reaches a maximum limit. Okay, so we say nihilism bad, I say expand on this. So this is really great if you're trying to rate a book or a paper on something and you just say, take this idea and expand on it. So it says like nihilism is bad for several reasons. It leads to a sense of despair and hopelessness without something to believe in, etc., etc. So then we put this in. So we just recursively do it, say, okay, then we'll do that again. But you see, nihilism is bad for several reasons. For one, it can lead to a sense of despair and hopelessness. So here we go. It did add a little bit more this time. But eventually what's going to happen... Well, and so here's the thing. It changes based on topic, because some topics it can expand on infinitely. But sometimes it gets caught in this trap, and sometimes it doesn't, where it will just stop. Okay, so let's see if this next one is any longer. You see it's just kind of like repeating itself and then adding some to the end. All in all, you see it's the same pattern over and over again. And it looks like, okay, we've maxed them out. We've maximized it out. Nihilism is harmful system of belief that should be avoided. Okay, so it's just going to get stuck repeating the same thing over and over again. So I was like, well, that's no good. I mean, sure, I started with 2 words, nihilism bad, and I ended up with, 3 whole paragraphs, right, of elaboration. But if you use your brain, you can elaborate on this, like talk about the history of nihilism, talk about the history of its, the modern implications, who has written about it. So now I realized it was time to break this down into smaller problems. So if you're familiar with my channel, you know that one of the things that I research is cognition. And so one of the reasons that GPT-3 gets frustrating to some people is because they think that a task, even though you can describe it in one sentence, it's actually still multiple cognitive tasks. And so what I realized I had to do is I had to break this down into the cognitive subtasks. Because when you're rewriting something, you're not just saying, oh, let me just keep typing. No, you have to brainstorm ideas about what to add. So that's exactly what I did. So let me copy this out just to save it for posterity's sake. So you can see like this passage the selection is 1,574 characters and the output is 1,697. So it's a little bit longer, but not much, right? And it's like, but it's also following the same format. It's like, no, we really want to like take it to the next level. So it's like, okay, how do we take this to the next level? Still not bad. We went from, 2 words to 3 paragraphs pretty quick. Okay, cool. But like I want to start with a premise, like one sentence, and I want to write an entire book. Okay, I want to write an entire book from one premise. So let's go. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, so what I did was I started with a brainstorm passage, or a brainstorm prompt, sorry. So then I was like, all right, so we're breaking this down into 2 cognitive tasks. So we take the passage. Let's go back and get the passage. So we got this one. Ta-da! And you can see, like, okay, that 1,600 characters is only 379 tokens. That's not that big a deal, especially because, and I'll show you in my script where I break these chunks into smaller chunks. So even if it gets to like 5,000 tokens or 50,000 tokens, it's still going to do it piece by piece by piece. Okay, so let me show you what this prompt does. Brainstorm some ideas about how to expand the following passage. Brainstorming is something that GPT-3 is phenomenal at. So let's see what ideas it comes up with, and I'm going to add that so it knows. Nihilism can lead to a sense of apathy and detachment. Nihilism can lead to a sense of insecurity and mental instability. Nihilism can lead to a feeling of emptiness and purposelessness. Okay, that's okay, but it's not quite good enough. Brainstorm many ideas. Let's see. Let's say many different ideas. So we're using 2 adjectives here, many and different. So that will prime it to say, okay, we're going to be divergent. And actually, let's add divergent ideas to expand. Because, like, okay, if it's just going to give me 3 things and the temperature is already at 1, like, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. There we go. Okay. Examples of how nihilism has led to harmful consequences in individuals or society. Yes, we got it. Because that is a great topic of conversation to expand upon. Ways in which avoiding nihilism can benefit both the individual and society. Also good. All right, perfect. So I like this new prompt. So let's go back to our brainstorm prompt, and we'll clean that up. So we'll do passage. So this is the token that I use to just do the find and replace. Divergent ideas to expand. All right, so then we'll do that. We got it. Okay, so then we just feed all this back in. So let's go ahead and grab, well, first let's take the expansion passage. So it says, lengthen the following passage. Use the following ideas to expand and elaborate on the passage, on the following passage. I have following too many times. Okay, so we give the passage and then ideas and then expanded version. So I'm not sure if ideas or passage should be first. We can play with that. When I tested this a minute ago, it seemed like it was just fine. Like it kind of doesn't matter which order you use, which order of operations. Okay, so let's grab our passage, which is this one. All right, so we've got our 3 paragraphs, and then let's grab our ideas. Wait, did I save them? Oh, crap. Don't! Here we go. Okay, need the ideas. Let's copy these out. And so basically I can just take the contents of both of these. So it's like take the output of this one, the input and output of this prompt, and then put them together in a new prompt. So that's called prompt chaining, in case you haven't heard that before. Okay, so then we take this. Let's go to our expand passage, or expand prompt, sorry. All right, and then we grab the passage, and we populate it here. And then we go to the ideas, get it here. And so one thing that I found is that when you turn the temperature up, especially for when you're asking it to be creative, you get much better results. And then the maximum length of 2,500 tokens. Oh yeah, see, it's warning me. Okay, that's too far. Okay, so let's just say 3,000 tokens. Okay, expanded version. Let's see. Nihilism is bad for several reasons. This will take a minute to finish. So let's, I'm going to drink some tea or coffee rather. Away it goes. And what we'll do is we'll compare, oh, no, it looks like it didn't expand on it. Interesting. Okay, so let's see how long that was. Okay, so this is 1,992 characters, the expanded version, and the previous version is, drum roll please, 1697. Okay, so it did add, it made it a little bit longer. But, you know, it's only a couple, like, sentences here and there. All right, so we got to do a little bit more prompt engineering. Let's see. Because I'm saying lengthen the following passage, so, like, just the goal, make it longer so it knows up front. Use the ideas to expand and elaborate on the passage. Let's see, ideas. What happens if we do rewritten and expanded version? Oh, someone asked, I don't remember where, it was on Reddit or the community or a YouTube comment, they asked why I tend to do all caps. And the reason is because lowercase or normal case words are one token in GPT-3, and caps versions are another token. And so by it means the same thing to us semantically, but to GPT-3 it signals, oh, this is like a title block or something. And so because it's a different set of tokens, like expanded versus expanded, those are different tokens inside of GPT-3. So it looks different to the machine. So there is a very specific reason that I do that. And because normal prose is going to be normal case, but like instructions or demarcations, those are caps case because it's going to look different to the machine. Okay, so let's do rewritten and expanded version. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Expanded version with elucidation. So the more fancy words you use, the more you kind of activate different circuits within GPT-3's brain. So like lengthen, elucidate, expand, elaborate. And we already used expand, so let's use expounded version. Oops, don't save. This is not the text document. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay, it still didn't add too much. Let's see how long this is compared to the previous output. Okay, so the 1992, it's actually shorter. Okay, well, it did add a little bit. I wonder if we should just say, like, instead of rewriting it, we should just say, like, add these new topics. Ideas. Let's see. Okay, so we got the ideas. So we're saying lengthen it. So rather than rewrite it, we don't want it to rewrite. What if we just say, like, add to it? Let's see. Not lengthen the following passage. Let's say continue. Continue the following passage. Use the following ideas to elaborate, to expand and elaborate on the passage. Okay. Continued passage with new ideas. That might be what we're looking for. So rather than rewriting it, because there's no, I guess, yeah, in order for it to be more efficient, this makes more sense anyways. I don't know why I was thinking just rewrite the whole thing. Maybe because I was stuck in the idea of summarizing, where it's like, okay, you take thing A and make it into thing B that's nearly identical, but when you're adding something, when it's generative, it looks like it's still just rewriting it. Okay, so maybe it's not me, maybe it's this fine-tuned model. Let's try an older instruct model. So DaVinci Instruct Beta. Maximum length, that's fine. We'll take that lower to 1500. That should be good. It's just rewriting it. And now it's copying itself. This is kind of frustrating. This is way harder than I thought it was going to be. Okay. All right, so let's move the ideas above the original passage. so that it has the ideas first. Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's an order of operations. Because as GPT-3 is reading the input, because it reads it one character, or rather one token at a time. So if we start with the ideas first, it's going to be like, oh, let's write this. And then it sees what it wrote last time, and it'll say, wait, there's some stuff missing from this. Because we want, in terms of the internal representation, we want this stuff to be more important. Okay, so let's see if that works. Oh, good. So you see, okay, it's integrating these ideas first. Okay, maybe it was just a matter of order of operations. Let's see. I'm like, okay, it integrated this, so putting the ideas first helped, but it only added a couple of things, right? It just kind of changed a little bit of the tone of the first thing. Finally, 9, yeah, okay. Let's say next passage. Write another passage to follow the first. Use the following ideas to expand and elaborate. Let's just say, okay, so ideas. Whoops, did I delete it? Okay. First passage. So this, rather than framing it as like a rewrite job, we'll use kind of the inchworm method that I use for my novel generation, where it's like, okay, this is what you've got, now add more. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, good. Okay, here we go. Good, 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 good. So it continued it, but let's see how much it mentioned the individual. Okay, it mentioned the individual once in the subsequent one, something larger than oneself. Okay, it did integrate those ideas. It just added one sentence at a time. Okay, this is good enough. I'm still not quite happy with it, but yeah, what can you do? All right, so let's go back to our prompt. So we'll do the ideas first, because that seemed to help the performance. And then we'll do first passage, and then we'll just do next passage. Okay, so this should work. So now we've got the brainstorm and the expand. We'll see. It looks like it's going to be pretty slow in terms of adding stuff. But now let's update our script, because we're going to need the chunk. Yeah, we're going to need the chunk. And so then the expansion equals GPT-3. And this is a really simple script. All it does is open the brainstorm prompt, get the ideas. So you get the ideas, and then open the expand prompt and get the expansion. And so then what we'll do is the result append will be chunk plus space plus expansion, because each chunk should end in a period. So like, and then the expansion will add to it. Okay. All right. I think this is good. I started, so the one I was testing with earlier it just said eat bug. So we'll start with that one again, because it was pretty funny. It ended up concluding that like bugs were a great source of food, and it was fit for kings and queens and all sorts of fun stuff. Okay, so now that we've done some prompt engineering, we'll start with the input of eat bug. And we'll delete this. All right, so now you can see the whole process. We'll close the original prompt because we're not using that anymore. And then we will go and, how long is this video? It's already 20 minutes. Yeah, I thought that this was just going to be a quick like, hey guys, look what I did. But no, it's never that easy, is it? Okay, so we got the thing here. Input, output, Python, increasingly verbose. And I probably messed something up. But let's see what happens. Thinking. Okay, so the input was eat bug. The output is Eat bug. Catching the bug is easy. Simply put some food out and wait for it to come to you. Once you have your bug, you need to cook it. This can be done in a number of ways, but some people prefer to simply fry their bugs in a hot pan. Okay, so clearly it added to it. It's good. The formatting looks right. Let me show you. So I record every interaction with GPT-3. So let me show you what that looks like. So the second to last one, eat bug, divergent ideas to expand. Responses: cook the bug, catch the bug, grow the bug, sell the bug, eat bugs is gross, bugs are yummy, bugs are nutritious, bugs are a delicacy. Okay, so let's see if it succeeded in integrating that. Okay, it talked about cooking it. Eating bugs is gross to some people, but others find them yummy. Bugs are also quite nutritious. Okay, so it integrated all of those ideas. Why not give bugs a try? I think the only thing it didn't do is sell them. Oh no, you can sell. Yeah, okay. So it integrated every idea and added that as a passage. So now let's do this recursively. Let's take that output, set it as the new input, and let's run it again. Let's see if we can write a whole book about eating bugs. Increasingly verbose, to the win, for the win, to the rescue, into the shadow realm. All the memes. It looks like it just started repeating itself again. Let's see, because this was the new section. Maybe what I'll do is I'll add like a new line after it. Yeah, so you can put some food out, and it just repeated itself. Damn you! All right, let's see what ideas it came up with, and see why that didn't work. So that should be this one. Different ways to catch a bug, how to store bugs once you've caught them, other methods of cooking bugs, what kind of bugs are best to eat, how to start your own bug eating business. So those are good ideas. Why didn't it use them? So we'll go back here, go to the very end. Yeah, because look, here's the ideas. I am disappointed. I might have to pause this because this is not going as well as I thought it would be going. That's very sad. Okay, how long is this video so far? 22 minutes. Let's give it a little bit longer. Y'all are usually okay with 30 to 40 minute long videos. Let's see if we can overcome this problem. Okay, so the expand. Write another passage to follow the first. Use the following ideas to expand and elaborate. Let's see. Let's say explore and elaborate on the ideas listed below. Next passage. Based on above ideas. Okay, let's see if that works. Actually, here, let's just delete that one because that was getting really repetitive. Okay, so let's try this again. Increasingly verbose.py for the win. Let's go. Oh, there we go. That looks good. Output. Okay. Why not give bugs a try? And then it adds this. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll add a double new line between those so that each input and output, like there's demarcations. Let me fix that real quick. So rather than just chunk with a space, we'll do /n/n. There are a variety of bugs you can eat, but not all of them are created equal. Some bugs are better for you than others, and some simply taste better. If you're looking for the best of both worlds, here are some of the best bugs to eat. Grasshoppers are a great source of protein, and they taste pretty good too. If you're looking for a nutritious bug to add to your diet, grasshoppers are a great choice. Crickets are another popular choice for bug eaters. They're high in protein and low in fat, making them a healthy option. They also have a mild nutty flavor that some people find quite pleasant. If you're looking for a bug that's both nutritious and delicious, mealworms, oh, what am I, a mouse? They're high in protein and fiber and have a mildly sweet flavor. No matter what kind of bug you choose to eat, make sure you get the, okay, so why not give them a try? So it's going to be a little bit repetitive. So we're probably, if we want to write a whole book with this, we're going to need to clean this up. But that's fine. At least it'll generate a lot of content. All right, so let's do this recursively. I think we overcame that last barrier. Increasingly verbose. Let's go. It looks like... Okay, it condensed the first one. I wonder why it did that. I probably have something that caused it to do that. Okay, so look for bugs in dark, moist places. This is okay, but it wrote it as a list, and that's not what I want. Okay. Well, we're off to a decent enough start. This looks like it's not any much better than the original idea, which was just to here. So let me comment out this stuff, and we'll just do the first one, which was I just told GPT-3 to expand on it. Yeah, so we'll just duplicate all this. Yeah. And so therefore each expansion will be separated out. Yeah. Okay. So let me just show you what the original did, because we're not getting the results that I want. Eat bug. We'll clear the output, save that. All right, so there's basically two modes that this script operates in, which is like break it into two cognitive tasks, or do another, or do it as one go. We're kind of getting there. It's generating good ideas, but it looks like in order to expand on them, I might also need to say like expand on each individual idea. We'll see. It doesn't. It might take some fine tuning or something to do. But yeah, okay. So let me show you the original process so you can see like it's actually not much better. Oops. Eat bug. You won't even taste the difference. Okay, so that worked. Let's make the following passage longer. Yep. Add lots of detail and new ideas. Rewritten longer version. Okay. So now, okay, so that's working. So we'll take this, recursively do it, and you'll see that like you basically get the same results just with the one stage. So it looks like in order to brainstorm something and keep expanding on it, it's going to take a few more steps because we only got to about 3 paragraphs. Okay, this is good. So the input was this guy, which is 371 characters long. You may think eating bugs sound gross, but bugs is really good for you. Output: did you know that eating bugs is really good for you? You may think it sounds gross, but they're packed. Okay, so that's not too bad. All right, so let's try this again. Eventually, so that we did the same thing with recursive summarization, where eventually it just won't summarize it any further. And it seems like GPT-3 will do the same thing where there's a limit to how much it will expand on each idea. So it might be that in order to expand on each idea, we need smaller chunks. Because what I do here is I break it into chunks that are 3,000 words long or less, or characters. I think that's characters. So it might be that we need like smaller chunks, like take 100 words and expand each of those like sentences, basically. Okay, so now we've got this as an input, which was 673 characters, and now it is 1,500. Okay, this is doing all right. Let's keep going. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe my intuition about breaking this task up was not correct, because the original prompt seems like it's doing really well. So let me just show you the prompt that it's using right now. Make the following passage longer, because you can see it's just using prompt.text. So prompt.text is right here. So it's just recursively feeding into itself. Yep. So yeah, let's run it again. We're going to take this until it stops. Eventually we'll get to a place where it probably won't expand it any further. But remember, it just started with eat bug. So you just take one idea and expand it into a whole paragraph. And there's still value in that, right? I was really ambitious when I said, like, let's get it to an entire book. Okay, so that's it. We've gone from 2 words, you know, and like eat bugs, so that's 7 characters to 1,500 characters. So that's a factor of 7 divided by 1554. Oh, wait, no, that's got to go the other way. 1554 divided by 7. So we made it 222 times longer than it was originally. So that's a pretty good amount of expansion. I think I'm satisfied with that. Okay, cool. Well, I'll leave the other prompts up there in case anyone wants to play with them. And I'll also leave the script where it's got this other one. So I'll just add a comment here like original method, single stage, cognitive task. Works okay, can take a phrase, can, let's say, transform a phrase into a paragraph or so. Let's see, 2-stage method works a little bit better, but not really great. Am disappointed. I think I misspelled disappoint. Is that right? Okay. All right, so we'll leave it as that. Get status, get add all, get commit am, all done. Get push. Remember, kids, make sure to use this to cheat on your on your papers. Actually, no, don't do that. This is entirely unethical. And actually, every time that professors see this stuff, they're like, "We're gonna have to change the way we grade stuff." All right. I think that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.